I bet we all would like to know why the 2023 defense is probably going to be aiming for the tops in the Big 12. I know it's going to happen, and I know why it's going to happen, and you get to know now, right around the corner.
You are Locked On Oklahoma State, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma State Cowboys, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Howdy, y'all, and hello, all. Welcome back to Locked On Oklahoma State, your daily stop for all things cowgirl related. My name is Cody Stovall. I want to thank you kindly for stopping by and making this your first listen here on Locked On Oklahoma State. We are available on every podcasting platform as well as YouTube. So, yes, Cowboy fans, right now there is some questions offensively, but guess where there's not any questions, and that's defense. This 2023 defense is going to do some things that we're all going to be envious of. 2021 was historic. 2023 athletically is a little bit more advanced. You don't believe me? That's fine. I got my main man, Xavier Benson, right around here. How are you doing, brother man?
I'm good, man. How about you?
I try not to complain. I'm still a little salty about the Texas basketball game, but the beauty of the Big 12 in basketball is, so they put out a graphic the other day that from number 1 to 10, the top 10 hardest schedules in all of basketball is every Big 12 team. So every week it's a big opportunity. And while we're talking about opportunities, I do have to let everybody know that today we are partially brought to you by Bet Online. They are the best place that you can go, betonline.net, for news, stats, and analysis. So here we are, Xavier Benson. And as we just talked about, I've said it before, so I'm glad that you can help me reiterate. The defense is so daggone salty and talented, and everybody's so bought into what Derek Mason's got going. Y'all could legitimately start spring tomorrow and not skip a beat. Am I wrong?
No, not at all. Not at all.
So you, sir, coming from Texarkana, Texas, Pleasant Grove, your trip from Texarkana to Lubbock, kind of give me a little bit of insight to how that kind of transpired for you and why Lubbock was the right fit at the time.
So Pleasant Grove at the time, the high school I went to, they wasn't really good at football. Like, there's not like I was the first big athlete since like 2009 that they put out.
Roger.
It wasn't on the map at all. Like, we didn't have nobody go D1. We had nobody go nowhere really. And then my senior year, we went 16-0. We won state, and so I love to say this all the time. My class, we put Texarkana on the map. Pleasant Grove is on the map now. That's hilarious because I see a bunch of offers and stuff, but you gotta do it for the people for the future. You know, you gotta what's the term? It was like you gotta walk so they can run, something like that.
You gotta crawl before you can walk.
You gotta crawl before you can walk. But that's how I feel about that. But from my journey from Texarkana to Lubbock, basically was like, I know how good I was because I just knew that I knew how much my heart was invested in football as well. I also knew how like violent I like to be, especially like between the lines. I know I'm big and physical. I just like to do it. But so I think I had 22 offers coming out of high school, and my only Power 5 offer was Texas Tech, and I also had another. I was about to get a Power 5 offer from Arkansas after I committed, so I was like, might as well go there, right?
Right.
I love David Gibbs, the guys there at the time, because they wanted me to play like they wouldn't be like all over the board on defense,
like a rover. Well, that's probably because you played every daggone position in the book in high school. Bro, 99 yards scooping scores. And I do have to ask the real question. You still know how to run that route tree, my guy?
Listen, I play football. I don't play linebacker. I play football. I play defense. I play. This is what I do, especially when it comes to running. I don't know. I feel like for me that gave me such a boost because, like you said, being able to run routes.
Well, you got hands.
You know what I'm saying? I have amazing hands. I think that has made my football knowledge is more broad. Is going from offensive side, defensive side, playing like all positions on defense, also playing a lot of offense. And it's being used in a versatile way because I can play that. It's not because I have the body. And it was just fun. I ended up at Tech, and I left. Of course, we all know, and I'm here. And it's been a journey. I sit back and just think about my journey, but when I do, I look back and I'm like, dang, it's been a long way.
Bro, and it's funny. So when you look back, whenever you first committed here, obviously you naturally look at some of the Texas Tech stuff. I don't think people realize. So you went in. I saw a publication. It was said you were 6'2", 199, and you're 6'3", 225 right now.
Yeah,
that's nice, man. So,
nice.
And Matt Wells, who recruited you to Tech, he's an Okie. So it was meant to be, man. It was just it was inevitable. You were going to end up. You got recruited by an Okie. You got signed by an Okie. You was going to end up in Oklahoma. I'm just going to throw that out there. It's destiny, my guy.
I also called it when I was at JUCO for that certain amount of time. I told Nick, Spencer, all the guys, I was like, I'm going to end up at Oklahoma State. I called it. And guess what? End up at Oklahoma State. I told him, I was like, I'm going to be here. This is how it happened. I'm going to be here.
So let's talk a little bit about the transition. You redshirted, right? You bulked up, got a little bit bigger, stronger, faster, paid attention to some of the playbook stuff. And then you were an absolute animal. You're a redshirt freshman year at Tech. And that's the thing is, like, when you look back, your skill level, you're right, has always been there, right? Even your high school film is stupid, by the way. The things you were doing in high school is just, it's crazy. And you're right. Yeah, dude, you
radar, like, I'm really like,
well, and then, so it's funny. I'll tell you this. So when I was looking at some of the film, the second film on you that I watched, I thought it was a high school film, and you were dominating. And then I paid more attention. That was your JUCO film. You were owning dudes in JUCO. So before you make the transition from Recum Taco Tech to Tyler Junior College, you chose to opt out. If you could kind of explain some of that decision-making process to me, because it doesn't count against your eligibility, correct? So
no, it doesn't.
Okay. And what went into that?
I love talking about this because honestly, I feel like football for me is, I know there's a lot more kids out there like me. I know there's a lot more people out there like me. And I knew that if I didn't address that then, like address myself, and I love to cover this because I love to spread awareness, but especially when it comes to mental health.
Awesome.
I've dealt with this my whole life. And
well, maybe you can help Justin Wright. You know, Justin Wright's nickname is Psycho, huh?
Yeah. But so, man, it was like a buildup over time of my whole life, from Tyler, PT, like this traumatic stuff going up, and not handling it properly. It was more like I went in Asian for psych ward. I went to Chicago. I went in Chicago. I went in psych ward in Chicago for 30 days, and I just felt like I needed to learn ways to positively cope with things that I deal with, and I wanted to be more productive, not just for like myself, people around. Like I want to handle people who are going through stress or going through things. I want to present myself better, and people love me in a caring way that I feel like it was more positive.
Right, more positive. I got you.
So I took that time. I feel like I do it then. I was going just gonna be stuck. And so I took that time. Really helped me out a lot. During that time off, also I wanted to do because I had to go to some other stuff. But just becoming a normal person, like you just what I would love, and me being by myself, me taking out trying to get things. It was a real eye-opening journey. People don't understand how people like me, they lose it. And I lost it, but I was going to get it back. I'm just thankful. And I'm so thankful for like me. I need because a lot of people, and I speak so much on this. It's okay because it to be not okay because like people, no matter what status.
We might have to start this over. You're breaking up real bad. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's on my end or your end.
Hold on, can you hear me better now?
Yeah, fire away. Yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry.
Yeah, that's cool. No, but that's basically what I see about it. I just feel like I just needed to do something in a sense to like benefit me and the people around me.
And then, so how did you get kind of hooked up with Tyler Junior College? I know, obviously, being in Texas, you knew who they were, but how did that kind of take place for you? Did you
That
call
took
them, or?
place. I called them. I was just
Okay.
trying to look for, like it was like a week span where I had to figure out because like what school JUCO I had to go to, so it
Hmm.
was either between them or Kilgore, and I was like, whoever signs the paperwork first gets me. So
Gotcha.
it was
Gotcha.
those stuff.
Okay. And then you go to Tyler and you absolutely dominate again. Like I said earlier, I was watching some of the film and I thought it was your high school film, and I realized that's your JUCO film, and you're
Yeah.
destroying dudes. I mean, now when you went, right, was defensive player of the year something that you were striving for, or did it just kind of happen naturally?
It kind of just happened naturally. That's why what you was talking about, we was talking about before, it was like I know how good I am in the sense if I get put in the right opportunity and like system, I can do that every year. Like that's why I can
Yeah.
see it. But I just know that like it takes time for stuff like that to develop and trust and bond and chemistry and all stuff. And
Gotcha.
that's why like when I went there, it was just immediately bonding and stuff like that because like JUCO is just so much different of
Right.
like anything you can experience. And so it's just like JUCO, like it has to go really fast because only people only there for 2 years. So you have to like rush like getting to know somebody, rush getting to adapt to the system. Like you have to be like really forceful about it. But other than that, like from Division Ones, it's more of a sense like it's already stapled and like you have to get around it and get through it and stuff like that. So it's just I don't know, it's just a lot more to it.
Well,
It's a
I mean,
lot.
so getting you from Tyler obviously was a big deal.
Mhm.
And so if you could actually kind of give us a little bit of a rundown, real quick. I do have to let the fine people out there know that another sponsor for the day is going to be Built Bar. And as everybody knows out here, Built Bar is the bee's knees to me. It is the best way for you to have something that tastes like a candy bar, but gives you all the benefits of a protein bar. And with the awesome flavors like cookies and cream, double chocolate, and coconut puffs, you can go to Walmart today, pick up a 4 box, or you can go to Sam's Club and pick up a 13 bar box. And they also have brownie batter and churro. You can thank me later. Not a big deal, but do yourself a favor. Go to Built like right now. Use the promo code Locked On to get yourself 15%. Again, that's Locked On 15 for Built Bar. Go to builtbar.com right now. All right, brother man. So let's go ahead and talk about the talent.
Mhm.
Whenever
Uh,
you made the transition and you decided to come to Oklahoma State University, whenever you saw the talent on the field, obviously it's a good portion of why you decided to come back. But give me a little background on why. I know, right? But why
mhm.
is this defense prepped to be so daggone good, in your personal opinion?
In my personal opinion, the reason why I say that is because there's so many athletic freaks across the board. Like I was talking to you before. Like we have guys that can make plays out of nowhere, all across the board. There's no liability at all,
That we
especially with the
haven't
young
even really
guys.
seen. That we haven't even really seen play yet.
Yeah, and it's the fact that I'll be like we're talking about the level of like athletes we have, man. I look at the young guys, I'm like, y'all are like gonna be something crazy if y'all just stick together and just figure it out. Y'all gonna be something crazy, especially on our back end with our front seven, especially with the young linebackers we have and with the corners and stuff like that. And we have some people on the field that can do something insane.
Well,
And
and
I
then
can say,
you got Captain Psycho to the kneecaps off coming to join you too. That's going to be
yeah,
Justin Goodlow. He looks very salty, dude.
hmm
I know we're talking about primarily linebackers and safeties, but have you seen that Ladarius Webb Jr.'s film,
no, I haven't seen it yet. I've
dude?
just seen a bunch of
It's
stuff.
fun. It's fun
I'm
to
gonna have
watch
to
his
look
JUCO
at it.
film. He's a flying missile everywhere he goes. He's a lot like Trey Rucker.
Mm,
Last year Trey Rucker was just flying around crazy style.
yeah,
And then nobody got to see him this year until the bowl game. And then the bowl game, people are like, "Who's
who is
that?" Like
this
you could
guy?
see it last year.
uh-huh.
He didn't play discipline. He just played like
hmm
a crazy madman. Well,
Yeah,
Ladarius Webb is that way. Like he plays corner, but he has no business playing corner. he's a hard hitting safety. You
Mm-hmm.
guys are going to be so much fun to watch,
Yeah,
and
there's just so
people
much
are
versatility. There's just so much versatility. That's the fun part. Like, it's nothing like this. Oh, we can just be real simple in that. Like, we can go all across the board. We got so much versatility. This is gonna be so much fun. I'm getting excited just thinking about it. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
So whenever you look at some of the youth and some of the depth, and I covered this the other day, like the speed is
Mm-hmm.
undeniable. This is the
Mm-hmm.
fastest defense we've ever been able to put together.
Yeah.
And then when you factor that in, clearly you guys are hardcore 100% to the brim, bought into what Derek Mason is doing. So break that down a little bit for us whenever you get somebody of that stature to come in and be able to help you guys transition. And clearly you guys are so bought in. What makes Derek Mason so magnetizing that it makes you buy in even more?
I feel like with Coach Mason, his best thing that he has is just the willingness to hear and adapt and adjust to certain things. It's not being too locked in on his thought process,
Right.
and hearing other things out and be able to like work with and adapt and stuff like that. And that's really good about, like, that's a good reason why I like Coach Mason. Is because, a lot of coaches, they're like, it's my way or the highway.
Right.
But
Yeah.
he wants to learn stuff like that. He wants to get figure out the best spots and the best situations. So he'll listen to the whole staff, he'll listen to the players, and it's just like, it's a collective unit. It's like one big brain.
For
Best
sure.
way I can put it. It's like one big brain. Like, so many of these things is putting into it, but like something leading it. That's why I like Coach Mason, is because he just knows how to work things out, work things through, keep fighting, work things through, figure it out, withstand. You know what I'm saying? Just take it, figure it out, make it adjustments, and then make plays. Simple as that. So that's all I like Coach Mason.
Well, this season, it looked like, there's a lot of times that we relied on athleticism. I know that we were somewhat open in the first few weeks about how communication was a little bit of an issue in the back end of the defense. Clearly, after Texas, you guys figured some things out in the second half.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to tell people, like, it just takes time, like, especially when you have a new coach, a new DC, and you have, like, it's just so much discord, but it's just like, in order the discord to go away, you have to have time, trust, communication. You got to build these things over time, and that's what's happened. That's what happened throughout the season. Like, you're going to have your ups and downs, highs and lows, but it's like, as long as you keep fighting and keep moving forward and keep trying to help and just keep trying to do what you can do, it's always going to play out. It's always going to play out.
So we know that you are a beast, and now that you are, I don't know if you saw in the thing I put, Beast Mode 2.0. Congratulations on the new nickname.
Appreciate it.
And with the talent that we have, whether Lamont Bishop decides to come back or not, Nicholas Martin is very, very good. Everybody knows we're high on him. We've talked about Justin Wright. I've had Lyrik Rawls on the show. We know how talented he is. We just talked a little bit about Trey Rucker. We got to see a decent amount of Cam Smith this year. And we talked a little bit earlier off air. For a cornerback, them dudes are pretty stacked up. We've got a bunch of DBs and safeties and corners that are 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", 190.
Got some frame on them.
And they still running 4.4, 4.5.
They still can run.
And so even though it is not ideal for a defense to get 800 daggum snaps, right? That's not ideal. But if you're looking at bright side and you're looking at development, everyone talked about all the injuries and we had to have so many freshmen playing, right? Okay, and then we're going to talk about we have like 800 plays. Isn't that a good thing for all of that youth?
Exposure, yeah, very true. Experience, they just keep getting experience, especially being that young. Just keep being out there throwing the fire, because there's only two ways to survive in the fire. You go out there and you adapt, or you die. It's literally one of the two. You figure it out or you don't. And those guys are figuring it out. Like, I get so happy watching them, like, get more comfortable with themselves and their play style. Like, that's what makes me happy, especially being like an older guy. Like, you don't have to worry about me. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. But just watching the young guys getting their feet wet, it makes me happy, because he's like, he can do this and they can do that. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much. It's just watching something just develop. It's nice.
So we've been having a little development of a hype train behind Cameron Epps. Is there some smoke to this fire? Is he as good as it seems to be creeping out?
He's good. He just got to get in there. He just got to throw him in there. Just throw him in there. See how it works. Let him learn. Let him learn. Let him learn. But like, I'm trying to tell you, that's a really big dude. Like, he's a lot bigger than a lot of people know. He's generally like a solid 6'3", like a solid 6'3".
Well, and it's crazy when they have their defensive picture, right? How big everybody, and then you got the daggone Predator himself, Kendall Daniels, 6'5". Goodness me, man.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
some size.
well, and then if we are going to some more physicality, right? You got to take somebody like an Ollie Gordon. He looks like a linebacker. He runs like a linebacker. The tenacity, and that's the thing is, so like we've talked about previously, is Gundy has had to spend a lot of his time recruiting speed, right? You got to find ways to be more creative. So now we have a crap ton of speed. But I think even this recruiting class, one thing that we can see is different is it's more toughness that we're going after now, which leads me again to believe that there is a little bit of a shift that's about to happen. And from the defensive side of it, I can't tell you how excited I am, because with that level of tenacity mixed in with the speed, I'm excited, man.
It's going to be very explosive. I'm excited too, and I'm playing. Like, I can't wait. It's just explosive. It's just very explosive, very fast, and it's very passionate too. That's also a thing that goes behind it. The love of the game, the love of the sport. Figuring, like, you know what I'm saying, I just love that, and I just can't wait. Oh, I can't wait to get back to the guys. Yeah,
so one question that I did have, so when you look at some of our film, do we do a lot of delayed blitzes, or sometimes we're just trying to diagnose the backfield and it gets a little tricky? Because sometimes it looks like we're doing delayed blitzes.
Sometimes we do run delayed blitzes, but sometimes it gets tricky, because sometimes, like, especially when that's why I like having reads when I have to block and blitz, where I can go two-way. Because sometimes the readers go and you get stuck, and it's like you got to stay there because you got to build a wall. Right. Because if you can't create levels between the run, like the line of scrimmage, because that makes new gaps that don't exist. Right. So we have a lot, but sometimes it does get tricky because the timing and stuff like that. Because you don't know if a D line is going to do a counter. Right. So you got to read off him, you got to run around him, then you got to bend and condense the pocket. That's what I'm saying. It's just so much that we're figuring out. That's what I'm trying to tell people. People just got to understand. Wait till we figure it out. It's gonna be real fun. But no, we do. It sometimes get tricky as well too, though.
That's awesome, man. So okay, other than the Cameron Epps stuff, let's kind of go back a little bit again. What to you made Oklahoma State the right fit? I know you kind of alluded to it jokingly in some degree you might end up at O State, but how did that kind of take place? Because you had a lot of other places that were hot on your trail. I know KU wanted you really bad. Indiana wanted you really bad. Memphis was hot on your tail for quite some time.
As well. The reason why I like Oklahoma State is because, like, there's nothing to do out there in Stillwater. We all know this. There's nothing to do. Correct. It's literally football, your homeboys, and school. There's literally nothing else. There's nothing else to do.
You can say the Strip. It's okay. It's okay.
No, the Strip isn't that fun. The Strip is cool. I go every once in a while, but I'm thinking, in the sense, the reason why I like Oklahoma State is because I'm a physical player, but also I like being in the roaming and stuff like that. I just like the play style, and I like the bonding I have. Because for me, football, like, we all know, if you want somebody to perform really good, you got to be connected with them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, for sure.
And that's what I got. That's the first thing I felt when I talked to Coach Gundy. Like, Coach Gundy is like, I love talking to that man, because I don't talk to him as a player. I talk to him as a person. Right. And gotcha. That's what we all are. That's, like I was saying earlier, we're all people at the end of the day. That's all that matters. We just put in certain roles in the system that we provide production from. And that's the reason why I like Oklahoma State, is because it's just like, I have a bond with a really good head coach that has good interest in trying to figure it out, because we all trying to figure things out at the end of the day, and we're going to figure this thing. We have time, and it's the physical play style I liked a lot, and it's just like tough. I don't know, like, discipline and toughness. That I can't believe I'm saying that. But like,
it's not just on the walls; it's in the head.
It's not just on the wall; it's in my head now. But like, that's why I like it. It's just very tough. And it's just like tough. It's not too tough where you can't lean on anybody. It's just perfect. I like it.
Man, this is why I like doing this, because right now I'm ready to go start football at this very moment.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, the price of admission thing. You gets talked about a lot in basketball. But next season, I think the price of admission is going to be worth every penny just to watch the defense. So speaking of, you got the new Big 12 rolling in. The Big 12 has clearly kind of separated itself as that next conference in line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you look at the new age Big 12, who of the new 4 teams are you most excited to play?
Houston.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, because
Houston's
that's pretty close to stomping grounds.
Yeah.
I'm sure you probably almost even prefer to be in Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Houston's gonna
I
be
don't
fun. I
blame you,
want to say
man.
Houston because they got some good talent. I like going to competition. I love competition. That's my favorite thing to do is going versus another man that's willing to do what I want to do.
Right.
And they all into it. So I was like, hey, we get to compete. That's one of my favorite things to do. But
Is it a
there's
little
a
bit?
bunch of talent.
Is it a little bit different this year? With you clearly being the guy, because I think last year a lot of people were leaning on the knowledge that Mason Cobb had, being in the system for a while. Well, now that's you, and does it feel any different? A little bit more weight on your shoulders,
It feels
knowing that
nice,
you're the
actually.
guy. Okay.
It feels nice, actually, because what you were saying, like not being here that long, like in order to build chemistry, you got to have time. I didn't have that much
Right.
time under my belt.
Correct.
And bonding and like that stuff, because that stuff really is like a huge factor of how people play. Like,
Well,
people
the
don't understand
cohesion,
that.
the cohesive
Yeah,
unit thing,
like
it matters.
you gotta have it. You literally have to have it, and it feels a lot nicer now, is because like I feel more like I can speak more on what I have concerns on, and I just it just feels more free in a sense. I will say, even though it seems like it's more on me, it seems
Right.
more free because it's what I wanted. Like I wanted just to have the bond and the trust, and I think I got it a lot more now because everybody's leaning towards me. It's like I've been here, I haven't
Right.
left. I promise you, I'm
Yeah.
not ever gonna leave. I'm not going to leave. I'm gonna stay here through thick and thin. I know hardships. I know how it gets. And
Yeah. Right.
and it's just the fact that me being that, like you said, that guy now makes me feel a lot better
Good.
because
More in
feels more
control.
freedom.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Okay, so everybody knows about your athleticism. I want you to tell us to your, in your opinion, what is the best part of your game?
My point of attack.
Okay.
I'll say my point of attack.
What
'Cause, like,
is
yeah.
what is an area that people would be surprised on, whether it be a high jump or a vertical, broad jump? Obviously,
I'm really an edge rusher. I promise you, I could do it. I promise you, I could do it. I could come off to be a 5 technique and go to work. I promise you, I can.
so
I
you
can really,
so in safety in high school, you played safety, you played linebacker, you played defensive end quite a bit.
there's been a few play calls even here. Like I played like half-field safety, or like I'm over there, cover 2 corner, like I'm over there. But that like that's what I think though.
All right, so what is your one thing that you think that you really need to work on coming into 2023? What's the one area that you feel like needs the most work for you to be an All-American again?
I feel like I have a really complete skill set. I'm not gonna say I'm like really, really, really good. I think I'm
Right.
really good because it's like I feel like I have all the tools to be like a really good linebacker for a long time. I just feel like for me personally, I have to get to know I have to get better bonds with everybody around me. Like
Okay.
that's simply like what I think I can get better on.
Awesome.
And because I can run, I'm fast, I'm really good with my hands. I know to get disengaged on the offensive lineman, my pass drops, I can drop really good. I can open field tackle really nice. And that's why I just feel like because I was gotta keep being more consistent, but also just keep building chemistry with my players, my other players.
Well, I'll tell you. So my favorite part about you specifically is the last few games. I could see a big difference, honestly, right? And did things just kind of start clicking for you there towards the end of the season?
Yeah, it started clicking, and then I started feeling more comfortable, and that's what I was saying, like more freedom and stuff like that.
Right.
But that's why, that's exactly what it was. Started clicking, things started. That's what I try to tell people, bro. It's not that bad. Just let time. Just literally let time. We have people that want to make it right.
In 2023, are we going to have more picks or more sacks?
I want more sacks.
All right.
I want to get to that quarterback.
I like it. Well, you're saying that just because you know you got hands.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna catch the ball. If the ball's around me, it's mine. If it's in my vicinity, it's mine. I have a big range, so
that's great, man. Okay, so yeah, actually, your athleticism obviously jumps off the charts, but I couldn't find anywhere. What is your 40 time?
I say I run 4.5. I run a 4.5.
That's what I felt.
If I'm training, I feel like I can pop out a 4.4. If I'm just working straight on running, if I'm training, I feel like I can pop out a 4.4.
That's that combine moment, which is coming, right? So Oklahoma State, we don't have a rich history per se of putting linebackers in the NFL, but we've started to, especially recently.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly being able to be that next in line to do that. What do you think that the number needs to be for you to have the season you want? Is it over 100 tackles? Is that something that you're kind of shooting for?
I feel like because you can have a lot of stats but still not be efficient. I feel like I just want to grade out really high extremely high every game. So it's like every time it's like I'm really efficient and especially with my steps, with my movements, with my fits, with my drops, all that stuff like that. That's what I'm really aiming for, because if you can have a high stat guy, but it's just like, is he more dangerous than a more efficient guy?
Okay.
And it's like the more efficient guy is like, oh, don't play with him because he'll make something, he'll make you pay. That's what I want to be seen as. Like, it's just like I've got to stay away from him a little bit because he's gonna make us pay. That's what I want to be. That's what I want to do.
Well, and now that you're getting more comfortable, you can start kind of making the quarterback cheat, right? Act like you're dropping back in the zone and then come back in man. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna have some picks. So I guess it's fair that you say you want more sacks, right? I get it. Okay, so who's faster, you or Nick Martin?
Nick. I hate to say it. I really hate to say it. I hate to say it. Nick is fast. Nick is athletic.
Yeah.
So, you know how we do stadiums in the morning on Fridays?
Mm-hmm.
He's the only person I know that can squat 405 on front squat right after stadiums. Yeah.
So again, this is great, man. We're getting so pumped up for next season. Like I said, man, I'm beyond excited. All right, so tell the fine people out there, who is somebody other than Cameron Epps or Lyrik Rawls or Trey Rucker that everybody's sleeping on?
Nick Martin.
Okay.
I'm not even saying that for himself because he's my hometown. If he sucked, I would tell him he sucks. I would really say it. But nah, his development just keeps getting better. This is one of those type of deals. He just keeps getting better.
And I know last year, after spring, everybody was very, very high on Jeff Robertson. How has his rehab kind of come along?
He's good. I think he's in the. I'm more concerned about Jeff and his headspace. Like I know how much that took off of him. So it's just seeing him like more joyful, happy, Golali talking to us and stuff like that, and he's doing good. He looks big again, Jeff. And I'm just glad he's doing better now. He's
deceptively fast too, right?
Yeah, he's deceptively fast. People don't understand that about Jeff.
We may not be able to jump, but we can still run.
I'm gonna run now. Start running.
So you have one more. This is your last year, correct? Or do you have an additional? Okay, so
I have additional last year.
I mean, the way that you guys have been figuring things out at the back half of the season, it has me excited. So, is there anybody else in the locker room that has equal athleticism? I know you said Nick Martin's pretty daggone fast, but your lateral side to side, your ability to stretch things out is very impressive.
Thank you.
And is that just reading keys, or?
I feel like it's reading keys and instincts and trusting my body. Because a lot of people, they don't realize they can trust their body. Like I can trust my body. Like I'm rangy. I'm gonna get you. We can run. Like that's why I trust my body a lot, especially when I get in those situations. I feel like especially when I'm like chasing somebody down, or if I'm like in this open space with somebody, it's just like I'm locked in. It feels like an art. I feel like I'm just flowing. I don't know how to explain it. That's the best way I can put it.
How'd you end up with number one? Because I know you were number 3 for most of your career.
I wanted 3. I wanted 3. But Joe Bob was just like, no. Jamal was like, you got one, some other. I forgot the other numbers. I was like, okay, I'll give you one. I'll take one.
Bro, but one is so tight.
Thank you. It's my first time wearing it. I got offered to wear it before, but I was like, But I'm starting to like it a lot more. Like I've just never worn it. It's one of those type of things. It's cool.
Well, yeah, some people have affections to numbers. I've always been a number one for every sport. I don't know. You pay attention to it a little bit more, and you do. You feel that Calvin Bundage type of role. Obviously, you're decently bigger than he is.
Yeah.
But this next season, man. Again, I'm very, very happy that you were able to jump on here because again, I do want to make sure that people are aware.
Yeah, that's another thing. I want to make sure because I want to make sure that people are okay. Like it's gonna be fine. I understand everybody's chaotic. I'm like, just relax. Just chill in chaos. Just chill in chaos. It's gonna be fine. But that's why I feel like I am in a role now, especially with representing this program. Like I tweeted out the other day, that I can say those type of things and have the staff behind me. Because I even talked to Gunny before. I was like, hey, I want to address the public and stuff like that. Like I talked to him. Like that's right. Like have a bond with. Like I was saying earlier, I have a bond with that man.
Okay,
and
that's good.
And this the fact that like I know I can help out, and I'm going to help out more since I've been here a little bit longer and I have more time in my belt. And I'm just gonna do as much as I can. I'm gonna keep pouring in to Oklahoma State, Stillwater. I'm just gonna keep pouring in as much as I possibly can because I'm one of the type of people. I'm one of the type of people who like I just give wherever I'm at. I'm just gonna give whatever I think I got. So it's gonna be fun.
So what is your favorite part about Stillwater?
There's nothing to do. I'm so serious. That's my favorite part about Stillwater.
It allows you to focus.
It just allows me to focus, hang out with the guys. There's nothing to do. There's nothing distractions. Nothing really pulling you to do nothing. So it's just like, hey, everybody stay out of trouble.
And it's funny. It's the same thing with kind of like Manhattan, right? When people go to K-State, it's because you have a different level of focus, and the town is it's a little bit different, right? They embrace the university much more than a lot of colleges, and you got to experience a multitude, right? From Texas Tech to Tyler to Oklahoma State, and your journey, man. Your journey's pretty fun. Your film's pretty fun. And
that's why, like,
for me personally,
man, that's why I know I'm always be fine because I'm not supposed to be playing football at Oklahoma State right now at all. Like I'm supposed to be done, and that's why I was like, I know it's gonna play out. I just gotta keep doing what I'm doing.
Like I said, man, it's meant to be.
It is.
Just embrace fate and rock the one and continue to do your thing, man. Because you're the guy now, man. You're the guy. Everybody's
really
looking in your direction, and we know it's possible. You've proved that you're more than capable to dominate at this level multiple times. And I think you could even agree sometimes it's just now that you're kind of getting it a little bit better, the system, the understanding, and once you get that camaraderie built a little bit more with the back end of the defense, you guys are going to be scary. You guys are going to be very, very scary. And I'm glad to hear that you're focusing on the getting the sacks because athletically, obviously, you being in coverage is not a problem whatsoever. So, our brother, is there anything that you would like to tell the fine people out there? Because it's a new era, and you've got the NIL stuff going on, and I see that you're doing pretty well in NIL. Congratulations there, brother. But again, it's how you present yourself, right? It's about being an ambassador for the university, especially in times when things seem slightly concerning. And I'm so happy that you were able to jump on here. Your trajectory, I think, is phenomenal. You're going to be the next linebacker from Oklahoma State that gets drafted, and it's up to you and Coach Mason to figure out how high of a draft we get rocking and rolling.
Yes, sir.
And like you said, you just want to be an all-around guy, right? I appreciate that, but I'll also throw in if you accidentally just stumbled upon another 120 tackles, that would be dope. I'd appreciate.
That'd be cool. I'd be cool with that too. That'd be cool with that too.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Yeah.
All right, brother, man. So what is the way that everybody can kind of get at Mr. Xavier Benson in this fun new era of NIL and exposure?
What do you mean? Like, what
How
do
do
you mean?
people get a hold of you?
You can go through my Twitter because
Okay.
during season it's really hard for me to like look at my like socials, but like out of season
Okay.
I'll look at them because I'll
Okay.
be really locked in. I really be locked in.
That's awesome.
And you can go through my Twitter, through my Instagram. You can talk to me, and I always respond back with that. Especially now, since I have time under my belt, I love to talk to anybody about that. Like how I got back with you,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm down for everything that comes my way, especially opportunities. I'm just ready to go for it.
I love it, man. Well, again, I do I greatly appreciate your time. Watching your journey has been awesome.
Thank you.
I cannot wait to see what this defense does this next season,
Me
and
either.
we'll continue this thing because again, if we're looking at the bright sides, y'all are going to be absolutely crazy.
Mm-hmm.
There's just too much talent.
Too much, yes, sir.
All
I
right,
can't
brother,
wait.
man. Well, thank you for your time. I greatly
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you for letting me be on here. That means a lot to me. I promise you it
Absolutely, man.
does.
Anytime. Yeah, we'll chop it up again. We'll
Of
stay in
course.
touch and we'll kind of we'll see how the process is going because that rotation with you and Nick and I think Justin Wright's going to be a very good addition. I know Donovan Stevens has kind of been coming up slowly but surely, and you
Yeah.
guys are all young. You got a lot of guys under you that are very, very young. So again, your leadership this season is going to be monumental in the kind of success that we can have.
I got my boys back all the time. That's one thing about me. I got
I
my
dig
boys
it.
back.
I dig it. All right, brother, man. Thank you again. Everybody out there, say hello to the man, the myth, the legend, rocking #1 in Stillwater,
Yes,
Oklahoma,
sir. Yes,
Xavier
sir.
Benson. All right,
Mm-hmm.
y'all. That's what we got for you today. I know the heartbreaking loss with Texas stings a little bit, but again, we need to focus on the positives. And the positives right now is this defense is going to be cold, and they're going to be able to do some things that I don't know haven't been done in a year or so. I'm all about it. As always, I love you all. God bless. Go Pokes, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, y'all. Later.